Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Spark. Thank you for all the support. Speaking of support, how about charity? Well, charity is such a massive industry around the world. Yes, actually an industry that people have to figure out where their charity dollars and energy are going and whether it's really worthwhile. One of the biggest sites out there is Charity Navigator to try to figure out where the money is going, is it being used wisely, and are these projects that people may want to be involved with. It can be incredibly empowering to be involved with something that actually makes a difference, not just locally, but around the world. At the same time, the growth of freelancing around the world is turning out to be massive. A lot of people want to do their own thing and they see value, and there's a lot of tools that you can now use in order to bring forward your own value in different kinds of industries. But how do you put these together? And how do you start up? And what if you could combine them together and then maybe having some kind of voting or governance system that people could interact and connect in order to bring value, maybe also include the charity piece of it, and at the same time bring tokens into the mix so that there's a voting governance or fairness and that can be regulated through blockchain technology. Well, there are some interesting concepts that have already been tried really before blockchain technology, and there is a growth of this in industry and things that we've already heard about. Now, some of these are starting to become much more popular, and millions and even billions of dollars are being funneled into them. And in a good way, a lot of projects have been created through this. Now, some of these projects are ones that you wouldn't even realize started with bootstrap funding from different industry leaders and people that have brought money in that just simply believed in the vision that was being brought forward. Now, most of you have already heard of the GoFundMe, and GoFundMe pages are growing and really bringing forward a lot of ideas from different people. Now, how do we mix that with blockchain technology? And we'll definitely get into that. Kind of a really interesting situation, and somebody that I found and came across that I'll try to get in for an interview that is trying to combine some of these different concepts. Now, obviously, GoFundMe is just one of them. There's Indigo and some other ones, but some incredible projects that are out there from people around the world that just simply want to grow whatever they have on a platform that gives them some kind of funding to begin. Now, that's obviously something that most people have heard of, but there's some challenges that have come along with that. And obviously, some people are starting to realize they may not get any kind of say in the project or have any kind of governance or way of figuring out with what they did, was it worthwhile? Well, here's a company that's trying to combine it, and I'm going to read just a little bit to you so you can understand what they're attempting to do. And then I'll tell you a little bit about the founder, and hopefully we'll be able to sit down with him and have an interview, because eclectic and interesting, well, those are just mild compared to what he has to offer. It'd be certainly fascinating. All right, let me just read this piece to you, and then we'll get a little deeper for you. Alm Bank. Well, what is it? Is a work marketplace platform which creates new forms of employment and charitable culture within the crypto community. Well, they have a lot of different things they're trying to combine together, but what they're trying to do is help employ people by finding them meaningful jobs that they actually get to choose. There's a whole voting system, which actually is pretty interesting. They offer freelancers a place to showcase their skills for no cost, which could just be a basic website, but then they help ICOs build high-level and functional teams and put it together where people use their resources, their energy, their desire and passion in order to also create services that fund charitable marketplace. And this is actually a first of its kind that I've ever heard of. It's very interesting. Some of the services, what they do here is cutting-edge job marketplace for cryptopians, which basically means anybody that's interested in this field could look at their marketplace and see if there's something that they can bring to the table. What they say is think Upwork meets LinkedIn, but with less fees. It's a barter system with instant transactions, and the tokens are going to be redeemable for hours worked. You'll know ahead of time through smart contract what that actually means. You get paid in crypto, and for any work you need done, and there's no longer any need to convert to cash or hide from freelancer platform fees, which obviously take up a lot of the revenue from people that are freelancers. Alm Bank presents the most viable way to hire the industry's best for your new ideas, ICO or concept. So it doesn't have to be ICO, but people can be hired for reasonable one-time fees and be working the same day. Now, obviously, if they want longer projects, that's available as well. They provide the ability to work on a user-submitted charitable projects, and they get paid for that, or basically self-funding charitable projects. And this is a great way for people to just be aware of these projects. We create ways for crypto communities to build big dream projects through community upvoting, and the voting ensures that solid projects rise to the top because only working members can vote. And that is an interesting concept. When I look through their website, obviously, if you're active, they want you to have some say in what's going to happen, not just be able to vote up or down on certain projects, but not really be involved. So it really is based on a community voting system. Long-term visions, we will have a member-supported dream project list where our charity fund can support one big dream project per year. There is a platform model here that I'll show you. Basically, users can register. They can just register to post a job, apply for a job, kind of like a Craigslist /FundMe, GoFundMe page slash freelancers page, all kind of squished together. But then there's a charitable part of it. So they actually do try to promote that charitable deeds are seen as a big part of the entire puzzle. So you can post whatever you want, whether it's a personal dream or the major dream, and then it moves forward from there where hiring can happen, job applications are filled out, obviously, and requests from local to non-local can also be made. Now, it's very interesting where they have a member voting system, which is a little bit in depth, and obviously this is something that has to be developed over time. But that is an interesting piece of the puzzle for any kind of charity, certainly, and something that's really bringing it back to the people to be a part of the project. Now, as for the founders, one of them, his name is Austin Moose, and basically I've spoken with him back and forth trying to communicate. We have had some communication. He's been involved with other projects. Very eclectic and individualistic kind of person, an entrepreneur, an author, and really some interesting insights. So I have reached out to him, asked him if he would like to do an interview. Still waiting to organize that. It is difficult because they're, different parts of the world, but I'm working on that because I find that some of this interesting information has to be explained. And what are the big goals here? He seems to have a really big heart, and how do you transfer that into blockchain when a lot of people really do still want to make some kind of money off of the tokens? And obviously, are they investable or worthwhile? There's a complete bonus structure, obviously, like most of the different ICOs that are coming out today, most of the tokens. They're active on Facebook and Twitter. Obviously, that's something you have to look at, but I looked at their LinkedIn profiles other than Austin, and a very interesting group of founders and people that are involved with this project, from some of their actual Facebook personal pages to what the charitable stuff they have been doing, makes it kind of interesting. They really do talk about bringing it back to the people and having people decide how to get involved with things they believe in. So if they get some kind of remuneration, some kind of token benefit, it's because they really did worthwhile projects, and part of that is adding to the charity piece. So their ICO is a couple of weeks away, but I want to see if I can get Austin in before that happens, so that way we can get some more in-depth information about the company. Now, obviously, the bonus structure is something you want to look at. I want to make this brief because I really do want to talk about more about the concept of giving, more of the concept of charity, and the idea that blockchain technology can play a big role with connecting different services and values around the world. A lot of people look at it as a way to just get wealthy, and at the end of the day, can you really make a difference? And then, of course, the value, once it's created, will bring you back tenfold over and over. That has been proven. So hopefully I'll be able to get Austin on for an interview. You guys go ahead and check out the white paper. It is simplistic in some ways, but you do want to spend your own due diligence if you want to get involved with this, or just be on the platform when the ICO launches. So that's really the way I look at it. An interesting concept. Will it start a trend of combining GoFundMe with the freelancing industry, and maybe that a little bit of a raw Craigslist, let me find what I need to find and connect people, which is basically peer-to-peer. From day one, it's always been that way. So, all right, guys, love to hear your engagement below. Make sure you share and like. And, of course, if you're interested in this project, look deeper into it and do your own homework. Until next time, that is your Crypto Spark for now.